What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. If you don't know who I am, that means you're new. I'm Mark. What's good with y'all? Go check out my other videos. Check them out. Check them out. But first, stay on this one. So you guys are probably wondering, where are you? I'm at work. So since I'm here, though, I decided I might as well do a gun review. So we're going to start with the Ruger 1022. If you guys are wondering, what kind of dot do we have on there? We got the Sig Romeo MSR. See here, just so you guys can see, we are indeed clear. I already made sure of that before really anything. All right, so let's start with the Ruger 1022. Let's talk about a couple of things about it, a couple of the facts, and really what it can be good for, my opinions on it for self-defense, of course, whether it's going to be quality or not. We're going to get into all that. So for starters, the caliber that the Ruger 1022 shoots, you can take a good guess here, but 22 LR. Very tiny bullet, very little recoil. Not too much to really have to deal with when it comes to the round itself, other than the malfunctions that it causes. I'll show you guys that in a bit, but let's get started. First off, you have a 10-round standard box magazine. You can go for the 25-round mag if you're like me. And overall, you just have a fairly easy gun to operate. Charging handle so easy. Couldn't get my finger on it for some reason. Charging handle so easy, you can literally operate it with your pinky. Manual safety. Sorry, not trying to be too loud because I know we got customers out there, but still, you know. Overall, an extremely fun gun to shoot. Definitely a plinker gun more than anything else. I mean, here are some videos of me shooting it, for example. Ain't nothing but something fun to do. Headshot, sure, why not? But I mean, it is a super fun gun to shoot. There's no denying that. No one can sit here and say anything against that. And I can tell you guys 500 rounds later that, yeah, this is probably, I could argue that this might be more fun to shoot than the Henry H001. Perhaps it's because I like the 25 round mags. I like having a decently high capacity. It's a fun gun to shoot. You don't want to have to keep reloading. You know what I mean? So I can definitely make the argument there that it is more fun to shoot. Definitely a better plinker. Now let's talk about some of the malfunctions we had. Unfortunately, it's 22 LR. What are you going to expect? There's going to be a good amount of malfunctions, whether it's light strikes, whether it's just bad rounds as a whole. It just depends. I mean, I've had a couple of different malfunctions with this gun. Keep in mind, this is a rental. So before I continue on with the video talking about the malfunctions, I do want to say, if you guys want to check out this gun in particular, by all means, you can come over here to All American Gunslingers and rent it out and have fun and shoot. That is the ammo sponsor, and the firearm sponsor for this video is my job, All American Gunslingers. Check us out. Now, moving on from that, with these malfunctions, I had various different types of malfunctions. However, I can also tell you that this gun definitely has had more than 500 rounds put through it. I mean, I've only put 500 through it. I'm just simply talking from my experience after 500 rounds through this. And I think technically I did a few more than 500, but I'm going to call it an even 500. As I said, I did have malfunctions. I had some light strikes. I had some failure to feeds. And then I had a couple failure to ejects. I don't have all of them on video. I do have one of the failure to feeds on video. You guys got to remember, when I am recording these videos of me shooting, unless I'm actually past the firing line and the range is dead, I'm by myself shooting, I have to plan it out so that way I can actually get the shooting in and done. So that way it's not really affecting my job, making sure that I can actually do my job correctly. Now, some of y'all might be wondering, hey, what is this right here? I just need to be able to hear if somebody calls out to me, so ignore that. This gun overall is fairly easy to shoot. Again, we did have a couple of malfunctions. I think I only caught one of them on video though, so here's that one right there. Oh, malfunction. There we go. But I mean, other than that, it definitely is just a very, very, very fun plinking gun. And when I say the recoil is so light, it's basically non existent. I mean, here's a perfect example me shooting one handed. One handed. So now that we've gotten all that out the way as far as malfunctions go, how fun it is to shoot, I mean, how low recoil the gun itself is, let's go ahead and talk about this for self-defense now. We're going to go ahead and run it through all four, I guess three in this case, because you're not concealed carrying a Ruger 1022. No matter how hard you want to look, you're not concealed carrying a Ruger 1022. It's just not happening, guys. Now, let's go ahead and start with home defense. Right? While you can get a 25 round magazine, which is a pretty good capacity, the round 22 LR itself is, for a lack of better words, anemic, ineffective. It was a round that was created for hunting small game like rabbits and squirrels. So in a situation like that, I really don't think I would want to trust a 22 LR, even through a rifle barrel, even through a 16-inch barrel. I would not want to trust 22 LR with my home. I wouldn't trust my home defense to only be with this. That seems like a very awful idea in my opinion. Now, of course, any gun is better than no gun. Any gun is better than a knife. Any gun is better than a stick. Let's not get confused here with that. However, what I can also say is that a majority of other guns are better than this for home defense. That's just me saying it. But with a solid capacity, I mean, I could make the argument that for home defense, you get a fair 5 out of 10. Because again, any gun is better than no gun, but that doesn't necessarily make this gun good for that job. You see what I mean? It's overall, it's just lacking in power. That's all it is. That's the best way to explain it. It just doesn't have the oomph that's needed. Now, moving on from that, we're going to go ahead and talk about, in this case, because why not, right? We're going to talk about an SHTF situation. So in an SHTF situation, would the score for this rifle get any better in any way, shape, or form? Yes. And if you guys have been watching the channel before, if you guys watched, you already know why this rifle itself is going to get a better score for an SHTF situation than it would for home defense. And that's simply due to there's a couple facts, but simply due to the fact of what the 22 LR cartridge was made for, which was hunting small game. In a situation where everything's gone left, SHTF shit has hit the fan. Excuse my language for some of y'all with sensitive ears. In that situation, do you really think you're going to be able to get a ton of food from the grocery store? Probably not. You're going to have to hunt, and that's completely understandable. So what do you want to do? Well, you're probably going to have a hard time if you just have never hunted anything before. You go out buck hunting or you go out and try hunting a larger animal. So you're going to start with something small. Okay, squirrel, rabbit, something along those lines. You got to eat. That's just how it is. This rifle will do that for you. It is extremely accurate. It is extremely easy to shoot. Not to mention 22 LR itself is so common. The chances of you not being able to find any 22, even in a SHTF situation, minimal to zero. You will find 22. It's just pretty much guaranteed at that point. Now, moving on from an SHTF, who am I? Oh my goodness, who am I cheating out here? I almost cheated y'all. I almost cheated y'all out of the score. The score for this one is going to be a 7 out of 10. Why did I choose 7 out of 10? Again, just the availability of the ammunition and what the cartridge was made for itself. Those two reasons give it a 7 out of 10 in an SHTF situation. Should it be your go-to rifle in an SHTF situation? No. However, is it better than nothing? Will you be able to at least hunt something to be able to eat with it? Yes, 100%. That's where it's going to get its points from. I think that's more than fair here. Now, moving on from that, we're going to talk about animal defense. And I mean, look, I know a lot of people don't like that I have to talk about that, but it does happen. We do see it a lot, unfortunately. Will this gun really protect you from too many animals? Probably not. I think the largest I could argue that it'll protect you from is perhaps a coyote. You know, that's not even a guarantee. I mean, it'll probably stop some medium-sized dogs, but if we're talking actual large dogs, like say the Cane Corso, something like that, I'm not too sure on the capabilities of 22 LR in that situation. So really, anything larger than a medium to large size dog, it's probably not going to be your best bet. However, is again, any gun is better than no gun. There's no denying that. There's no taking away from that. So what can I give it in this situation? Truthfully, I would have to give it a 4 out of 10. And I don't think that's the worst score you can get, but obviously it is nowhere near going to be the best score you can have, especially for, a gun like this. It's not going to be your best, but also it could be worse. Let's be realistic here. So when you sit here and you do the average out, you add them all together, you got 5, 4, 7, that's 16 out of 30. You got a failing grade. However, this is another one of those guns where people need to understand, hey, we're not necessarily, shooting these guns and getting good with them for self-defense. This is definitely a plinking gun. This is a gun that you take to the range just to have fun with. I mean, truthfully speaking, when I have a child, my child is going to learn to first shoot on a Ruger 1022. So with that being said, I think that about wraps it up for this video. I don't want to keep going in circles here on this one, especially since I do have to get back going to work soon. But with that being said, again, one more time, in case you guys do want to come and shoot this gun in particular, you can rent it at All American Gunslingers over here. That has been the firearm sponsor and the ammunition sponsor for this video. So with that being said, y'all make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, hit that bell. When you hit that bell, hit all and. Whether or not you agree with me about my opinions about the Ruger 1022, and don't make fun of me. I know me pointing was a little more awkward because I'm further out. But whether or not you agree with me about my opinions on the Ruger 1022, go ahead and comment down below why or why not. Whether you like the gun, whether you hate the gun, I don't care personally. I want to hear your opinions on it. Comment it down below. Y'all make sure to check out all my other videos. Y'all make sure to stay legal, stay safe, stay dangerous. Have a good one, y'all. Peace.